Okay, so standing up tall, pull the tummy in. Let's really grow tall out of the spine. Very slight nod of the chin. Get that feeling of lengthening at the back of your neck. Let's take the shoulders up, back, and down. Breathing in to lift and out to roll. Breathing in to lift and out to roll. One more time, please. Inhale and exhale. Hands on shoulders, forward, up and back. So draw in a nice big circle with the elbows. Can you squeeze the shoulders together around the back for me? And one more. Good. Come on down, grip the pelvis. Soften the knees. Let's start to tilt the pelvis forward and back. So, waking up that lumbar spine, lower back. Just getting those discs moving. Pulling the belly button in and releasing those hip flexors at the front. Last one. And then just settle at your own halfway point and pull up through the thighs. Guys, turn the palms up, tuck the elbows in. Take a breath in, breathe out, shoulder squeeze, chest opening. And release. Can you draw the shoulder blades together and turn the head to the right? Come center, inhale, tuck the chin in slightly. As you exhale, turn the chin to the left. Breathing out to squeeze. Good, couple more. Just making a note of how that neck feels from right to left. And then just relax, give your arms a shake. Coming back down to lower back. Let's slide the hand down the side of the body on one side and up on the other side. So lateral flexion into the sides of the waist, into the lower back, probably a little bit into the mid back there. And then reaching away just to challenge your core stability. Now, as you reach away, watch that your hips and your feet don't move. Squeeze the glutes, pull the tummy in. Let's have two more. And last one. And then give everything a shake. Rotate. Let's switch on the balance. Stand on the right leg, left leg, right leg in front, lift up any leg will do, flex and point. So tightening up on the standing leg. Rotate. We need the wrists and ankles warm, but when we start to place some weight on them, go the other way. Again, they are joints that are quite stiff first thing in the morning. And change legs. Forward and lift, tummy in. Flex and point. Rotate. Other way. And relax, give everything a shake. Brilliant. Okay, take your feet slightly wider, so shoulder width now. Thumbs in the breastbone, shoulders relaxed. Keep your nose in line with your fingertips. Hips are forward. Breathe in, breathe out, rotate to the right front corner of the room. So that part of our spine isn't designed to go far. Inhale to center, exhale to corner. trying to isolate just one section of the spine. Now, just one section doesn't give you a lot of movement, but it's a place again we're quite stiff, so we want to move it. If everything feels okay, bring in the arms, push forward, and now we are rotating through the neck and the upper back, possibly going down into mid-back, but your lower back is fixed. Hips are forward, tummy in. Couple more. We want to finish with one to the left as we started to the right. Good, arms come down, hands behind the back, leave your feet wide, hip hinge, soften the knees. Now, really pull your belly button in, let me tuck in here. Maintain a neutral spine as you hinge from the hip. And what I'd like you to think about here is leading with the chest. So as we come forward, we're stretching the glutes and the hamstrings, but we need to do it in a safe way. So although you'll feel your lower back, it should be working. It's working to maintain that straight spine. Shouldn't be overloaded, shouldn't be painful. Should just get a bracing feeling there through those abdominals. And I can feel after 2 or 3 that I'm able to go a bit further comfortably and feel the stretch down my hamstrings. Pulling my tummy in. Good. Hip hinge, come on down. Guys, hold here if you can. Can you lift your tailbone up? Hold. Breathe in. Breathe out, release. Put your hands on your thighs. Pelvic tilt from here. Tuck under. Lumbar spine. And release. My upper back is not moving at all. My shoulders, my rib cage, my head are still. Small movement through the lower back. Flexion, extension. One more time. Rolling up. Super, guys, into squat. Small hip hinge, sitting back onto that low stool. Coming up onto the toes and balancing. Nice steady breathing pattern as you go. So if everything feels okay through hips, knees and back, next time you come down, 3 count pulse. 3, 2, 1. Pushing through the thighs. Coming up onto the toes. Coming down slowly. Sitting back into heels. And pulsing here. 3, 2, 1. Come through thighs. Good. Keep going. Zip it up. Last one. And relax. Give everything a good old shake. Rotate. Brill, grab your band if you would for me, please. So hands are wide on the band. Feet belly narrow, tail tucked under. Floating my arms up. Please go quite wide first. Just aiming for a shoulder stretch. And a little MOT. How do your shoulders feel? Firstly, they should be moving symmetrically. So you might find that one is tighter than the other, but you need to work towards your weaker shoulder. So don't wrangle it over. Smooth and even. Then you can think about bringing your hands a little bit closer together. So we start to add a little bit more strength. Maintain your neutral spine. So please watch when you go over that you don't extend into your back. Keep your rib cage down. I'm going to bring my hands just a small amount closer once again to challenge my strength. Now my shoulders are warm. If that's too much, if you find you've got a sticking point, you just need to go wider. So quite often we get a bit of calcification in those shoulders, just through wear and tear. Don't want to irritate it. This is our last one. And relax, release the shoulders. Super. Can we fold our band in half? Bring our feet close together. Let's have a balance. So we're going to go toe slide, knee lift, chest height, and step down. Toe slide, knee lift. So toe slide, knee lift. We're going to change our rotation today. So you need your brain for this. Open the hip, close it up, step down. So upper body not rotating. Hip, slide, balance, whoops. Open the hip, close, come down. Well done. Let's stay with it. Engage your abdominals. Squeeze your glutes. Two more. Last one. Brill. Give those legs a shake. Can you put your heels together, turn your toes out, squeeze your bottom, float up. Now lengthen, come across to the corner of the ceiling. If your back's not happy with that, then you might be better with your feet apart. Breathing into bend. Some of you will be able to push your hip away. Some of you will be better just working from the waist. Arms are back by the ears, not coming across the face as we work. 2 to go. Last one. Coming down. Keep the feet turned out. Wide side lunge. Step to the side. Bend the knee and follow through with a big rotation of the spine. And then come back. Side lunge. Rotate, follow through and come back. So you can do this at your own pace. Some people like to do it really slowly. Do the leg, then the upper body. Others like to just do it in one big sweep. So this is totally led by you. We're gonna keep moving. So pushing that heart rate up a little bit at the same time. I'm gonna do 2 more. I want you to finish on your left. Brill. Give your legs a shake. Get rid of your band. Can you pick up your weights for me, please? So let's start by looking at a bicep curl. Tuck your tail under and start to slowly curl the arms. Now, if everything is okay, transfer your weight to the right foot. You might need to leave your left toe on the floor, but you might be able to pick it up. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on down, weights end to end, upright row, draw up the body so you're zipping your jacket up. Tummy pulled in, shoulders relaxed, chest lifted. Good. 2 more here. And 1 more. Stepping down. Transferring the weight and curling. When you are ready, toe on the floor or toe lifted. Spine still in neutral. Watch the hip. Watch the pelvic stability. So our balance, obviously great for the ankles, the knees and the hips, but also good for engaging your core. You might not think it's switched on, but if you've not fallen over, it is switched on. 2 more, whoop, she says, as she falls over. 1 more. And come down, guys, upright row here. Two more, breathing out to pull. Arms down, just your shoulders. Roll them forward, roll them back. Forward, stretching the upper back, opening the chest. If it feels all right, you can just start to move the top of the spine. Now, if that gives you back pain, please don't move it. So shoulders coming forwards and backwards, flexion extension at the shoulder joint, but also flexion extension at the spine. If your spine is happy with it. It's your last one. And relax, release your shoulders, brill. Okay guys, last combination with the weights. Option 1, squat and curl. That's option 1. Option 2, lunging back, coming up and curling. Other leg, lunging back, coming up and curling. So lunge, a bit more challenging than squat on the balance, but also we have to be careful with our knees and our hips. So still nice and controlled. 2 separate movements. I'm going to do 2 more lunges. I need to finish with a step back on my left so that I'm balanced. It's my last one. And relax, shake them out. Get rid of your weights, please. So we're going to come to our roll down now. So you may want to do that on your mat. Feet hip width apart, tail tucked under. Stretching the arms up, inhaling. Arms coming down, exhaling, chin to chest. Rounding into the upper back and then just coming a bit lower because we have just released the upper back. So you want your hands perhaps just below your knees, tummy pulled in. Let those arms sway. Breathe in. breathe out, uncurl. Going again. So this is going to be led by you. You don't have to stay at my pace and you don't have to stay at my level. I'm going to roll down now till my hands are shin height. Got to stretch across the midsection of my back. Swaying my arms here. Pulling my belly button in and rolling up. Breathing in. So you are just rolling up and down the spine. Your own level, your own pace. You might want to put your hands on your legs. So now I'm close to the floor. I need to pull my belly button right in and squeeze my glutes as I roll up. On my next one, I'm going to take my hands to the floor and come forward into downward dog. Please don't feel you have to do that. Put your palms on the floor. Bend the knees. Walk your hands forward. And transfer the weight back. And then pedal the feet. So you may again want to come up from there. You might not want the strength work just yet. But if you're coming into strength work, we've got plank. That can be on hands or elbows. It can be on knees or toes. And then we've got press up. That can be on knees or toes. So potential for 4 moves there. Take what you want from that. Pacing yourself. Breathing slowly. Spending a couple of breaths in each position if you can to give it time to work. Guys, next set is your last set. So we are coming into our last set in your own time. And so keep moving and your last set will finish in standing. And then we'll all tip our screens and we'll bring ourselves to the floor. So I'd like to be able to see your mat on the camera. And then take your equipment with you. So you've got everything you need there. Let's go with the red band so you can see it. And so once you've come back up, set yourself up on the floor, please. And we'll just continue to release the spine till everybody gets themselves down. So I'm going to pelvic tilt around my spine and roll through cat stretch. Flexion and extension. The full length of the spine. So let's roll one more time in either direction. And then just come to neutral and sit back. So we're in shell stretch. You might want to just give your wrists a bit of a circle there, maybe wiggle your fingers. Just get some movement. Good. So we're going to come into rotation next. We're going to do thread needle. We are on all fours. Our left leg is out to the back if possible. If that hurts your back, then we go knees side by side. So options, fingertips to the side of the head as you just open the chest is your easier option for your back. Straight arm up to the ceiling. More challenging, threading the needle through the hole, keeping the body weight forward, staying on your right side. Now, if you want to add resistance to this, you can try having your band under your hands or your dumbbell in one hand. So if your back is still tight, you are better just focusing on using your body weight. So don't feel like you need a bit of equipment. You've still got resistance. Just showing you the options. So you've got a couple more, please. In your own time. Eyes are following hand. We're breathing in to open. We're breathing out to thread through. Next one is your last one, please. When you've finished, you're going to change to the other side. Set yourself up with your right leg out to the back and your weight forward, your hips stacked, tummy in. So fingers to temples, kind of on the back, straight arm stretch, bigger rotation, bit harder. Option to do a little one arm press up, get your ear close to the mat. Option to add a band or a dumbbell if everything is okay on that side of the body. Good. So slower is better. Breathing in to open, breathing out to thread through the whole there. Well done, these are good. So really important that we have that rotation through our body, through our top of our back, otherwise your lower back tries to do all the work and that's how we get problems. So next one is your last one on that side, and then when you've finished you can go to cat, shell or child's pose and just relax. So you might want to release your wrists, your shoulders and your spine. Hands are coming to side of knees, supporting weight and rolling up there, please. Coming onto your bottom, coming into the abdominals. So before we work the abs, I'm going to put my weight side aside of me. I'm going to get my chi ball or my cushion behind me. So if it's a cushion, have it up close to your bum, but if it's a ball, a bit further away as the ball's a bit firmer. So hold the backs of the legs, lengthen up, breathe in, breathe out, pelvic tilt. I'm going to drop the middle of my back onto the ball and roll forward. Now a cushion's a bit softer, so you will need your cushion closer than you would your ball. If everything feels okay, you can let go of the legs. If you feel like you need an adjustment, then move your cushion or your ball. I'm going to go shoulder extension, scoop roll. I'm going to start to add rotation again through the waist. Good. So the bit of your body that likes rotation the best is round the rib cage. And if it's stiff, that's how we start to get tension in the neck and the lower back, all the bits either side of it. So if all of this is okay, you can think about adding your dumbbell. Good. You can think about rotating up to 4 times. You don't have to have a go at all of these levels, guys. It's just options. It's a serving suggestion. Last set. Brill. Get rid of your weight, feet wide, and just relax forward. So now we want to feel the stretch quite low down in that lumbar spine, just across the top of the pelvis there. Uncurling, coming down onto the back when you are ready. So ball or cushion or block under your head if you know you need a little bit of neck support. If you don't, you might be happy flat on your mat. Bring your knees in and circle your pelvis around. So just mobilizing again into the lower back. So from here, pop your feet on the floor, pull your tummy in. Please watch the options. Arms are floating over the head, breathing in. Rolling straight up, breathing out. 3 little pulses, 3, 2, 1. Lying down. Please note, it's my arms that are pulsing, not my spine that's jerking. Spine is still. 3, 2, 1. Lying down. Guys, if you need to, one hand goes behind the head for support. 3, 2, 1. I want you to imagine you are bouncing a ball. So bounce that ball. 3, 2, 1. Support your head if you need to. If everything's feeling okay, see if you can do this in tabletop. 3, 2, 1. Lying down. Getting height through your shoulders. Some of you might be able to do this with your toes to the ceiling. Please support your head if necessary. Make sure as you lift, you get height through your shoulders. You're pulling down on your tummy. Next set will be your last set. And then everything comes in and down. Good. Let's have a full body stretch. Slide the legs away. Arms overhead if you can. If you're not comfortable in full body stretch, just go to whatever stretch feels nice. I want the ribs to release. I want you to breathe into your diaphragm. Feel the stretch at the front of the tummy. Quite a big arch coming under the back. One more big breath in here. And a breath out. And bring your arms over. And draw your legs in, please. Feet and knees together. Arms out to the side, palms up. Hip rolling to the right. And the left, coming up. Breathing in to drop. And out to lift. Last one. Come on back to center. Let's work through the chest. So options are feet apart, knees bent, picking your weights up, or tabletop. Whichever one fits right with your back. Arms up, shoulders down, arms moving through a wide chest fly. So if you're working with your feet on the floor, you can give me a single knee lift as the arms open. If you're working in tabletop, you can tap your toe to the mat with a bent knee, or you can single leg stretch away. Every part of your spine should be imprinted into the mat. Taking your time, breathing in to open and out to close. Super. So for your last few, if everything is okay, you can do a double leg stretch. Now, as your arms open, please make sure your elbow doesn't touch the floor, because that brings the resistance away from the arms and the chest. We want to maintain the resistance. Next one is going to be your last one. And then we relax. Everything comes in and down. Get rid of the weights. Have your feet wide on the mat. Arms out. Open knee hip roll. Rocking slowly. Right to left. Letting the knee drop through the center. You can go to pelvic tilts if that's what you feel you need. Otherwise, just stay with this. Coming back to center, can you roll onto the side of your body for me, please? Now, get something under your head. So I'm going to use my hog. You can use whatever you've got there. Just make sure it's where you need it to be. And then please come up off it and rest on your elbow. Good. Now my knees are bent halfway in. So if I was pressed against the wall, my feet and hips will be in line with my shoulders looking down. Good. I'm going to pop this hand in front. I'm going to extend my top leg to hip height. From here, I'm going to kick the leg forward without the spine moving. So for some of you, that might be really slow. I'm going to come back to center. I just want to move 45 degrees to the back because I don't want to throw my spine out. Enough to switch my bum on and then come back to center. And so from here, kicking forward to 90, coming center, tummy in, moving back to 45. Now, if you need to drop onto your cushion or your hog and do this there, that's okay. Bit more challenging on the waist if you're up. If everything feels okay, extend the top arm. If you need a bit of help with spinal stability, your hand needs to be on the floor. Last one. I'm going to come back to center. I'm going to bring everything down. I'm going to drop onto my hog or my cushion and then just give that top leg a stretch there. Good. So from here, moving into clap. Putting my feet and knees together, and again, feet, hips and shoulders are in line. Gonna bring my palms together. If you're able to push your knees down, lift your toes up, please go there. And then I'm rotating into clap. If that's a bit intense on the pelvis or the hips or the back, then your bottom leg stays flat on the floor and you just make it much smaller. So there should be no movement at all through the spine. Abs are in, rib is lifted away from the mat. If you want a progression, rotate, flex the foot, push the heel away, bottom leg is fixed. Bend and come down. Rotate, extend, bend and come down. 2 more. Bye, Deb. Hold this last one up. Stay there. Can you pulse? That can be with a bent or a straight leg. Feel it right there in the glute and the buttock. 4, 3, 2, 1. Everything comes in and down and we relax. Top leg over And push the heel to me if you can. Just feel that stretch all the way down there. Brill. So from here, take your heel to your bottom if you can. And stretch the quadricep. Lengthen your bottom leg to assist the stretch. And then pelvic tilt under if you can. That's quite difficult, but it'll get into the hip flexor. Hold it there. Breathing in. Breathing out. And relaxing. Feet together. Draw your knees in. Can you put your chi ball or a cushion or whatever you've got there between your knees? If you've not got anything, just make sure your knees stay together. Stack your hips, lift your rib. When you are ready, rolling, opening, eyes following hand. Feeling the stretch across the chest, breathing in. Breathing out, closing up. So what I want you to think about here is the neck, the shoulders and the upper back are rotating whilst the lower back and the pelvis are completely fixed. So it will help to squeeze your knees on that ball or cushion. Next one will be your last one, so don't rush it. Nice and slow, elbows soft, eyes following hand. Find the stretch and hold it. Squeeze on the ball, engage the abdominals and then close back up. And relax, brill. Either roll over or go down the other end of your mat. Take your bits and bobs with you. So we are going to start on the elbow, but have your hog there in case you need to go down. Sometimes the shoulder doesn't like it, so if you need to do it lying down, that's okay. We stack the hips, feet, hips, shoulders in line. Top hip forward, tummy pulled in. Extending the leg, flexing the foot. Kicking forward with a still spine. Coming back, and then just 45 degrees. So I'm going to point my toe as my leg moves back, and I'm going to flex my foot as my legs move forward, and hopefully that will help me not get cramp. Make sure your spine isn't moving as you're doing this, please, very important. So as full a range as you can manage in either direction. If you're able to take the hand off the floor, please take it off the floor. That will challenge your spinal stability a bit more. So you've got to really brace your abs. Let's have one more to the front and the back. And then relax. Come on down. Leg comes in and over. Stretching the bum, stretching the lower back. From here, coming into clamp. So legs again at 45 degrees. Hips stacked. Lift your bottom rib away. So hopefully you can see I've got a bit of daylight under there. Tummy in. Palms together, but shoulders are not hunched. Relax them. Toes up if you can. Toes down, if not, rotating into that big diamond shape. So leg moving inside hip socket, but pelvis not moving. So this is going to depend on the strength of the glute, but also the flexibility of the hip. Watch this bottom foot doesn't start to migrate towards the floor. Keep it high. When you're ready, can you flex your foot to extend? Point your toe to come back and lower. So we've got rotation, extension, Toes staying high in that diamond shape. Gonna hold the last one up if we can. Rotate, extend and hold. Good. Pulse. 10, 9, tiny movement. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knee. Rotate the hip. Down we go. Brill. Sole of the foot to me. Hold it there. So hamstring, hip and glute. Knee stays slightly bent. Heel to bottom, quadricep and hip flexor. Now this might be limited by how your knee feels. Tuck your pelvis, lengthen your bottom leg. Watch this leg isn't winging up if you can. Pull it down. That's not easy, I can feel that's quite hard. Hold, breathe in, and breathe out, and relax. Super. Bring your knees in. So now focusing on the upper body. Ball or cushion between the knees. Still bent at 45 degrees. Get some daylight under here. Palms together. When you're ready, rotate. Feel a stretch through the chest. Breathing in. Breathing out, you need to squeeze your knees on the return phase. So we want everything strong and still in the lower half of the body. To do that, we need to squeeze the knees, connect through the inner thigh. We need to pull up on the pelvic floor. We need to stabilize the hips. Lower half of the body is fixed as the upper half of the body is moving. Brill, relax, good. Okay, from here, get rid of that ball or cushion. Can you come onto all fours, please? We are going to work the triceps. So, if possible, you are going to rest on your dumbbells. If that's not possible, if it hurts your wrists or your shoulders, then you have one hand flat on the floor whilst you're working the other tricep. I'm going to turn this way because I want you to start with the right arm so you can see me. So I'm resting on my dumbbells. I'm going to get rid of all that equipment. I'm going to slide my left leg out to the back, toes under, leave it there. Right hand is on my hip. Breathing out to push behind me. Now my shoulder is still. Movement coming from the elbow joint. If everything feels okay, squeeze your left buttock and hold your leg up. Keep that right tricep moving. Now that's quite intense. If your toe needs to go down, it goes down. You want something a bit more advanced, pull your knee in. Take your arm and leg back together. Pull your knee in. Take your arm and leg back together. So keep that moving for me, please, if you can. Taking your time, with or without movement through the leg. Super. Give me 2 more on that side, please. And the last one. Just come down, have a little bit of a release, and then we'll change sides. So I'll turn so you can see me. My right leg is out to the back, my left hand is on my hip. My arm starts moving first. I'm going to brace my abdominals, squeeze my buttock and lift my leg. I'm going to keep my left side moving. If everything is okay, you can start to bring the left knee in and extend. Now some people are just happier holding the balance, so if you want to just hold the balance, that's fine. Don't have to move the leg. All slightly different options, just to challenge the body in slightly different ways there. Keep that moving. Just tweak the music a little bit. Yeah. 2 more here. And I'm relaxing, sitting back, stretching the arms. From there, if you can walk your hands over to the right corner of your mat and then creep forward. So far enough to feel a bit of traction around this left shoulder, down the left side of the body. Head is down to the mat, bum to the heels. Coming through center to the left corner and breathing into the stretch. Come through center. Support your body weight and uncurl your spine. Brilliant. Coming down onto the bottom. And onto the back. And let's finish with a stretch of the legs. So get something under your head if you know you want it. I'm going to have a block. You want your band around your right foot. I'm all entangled here. Let me get rid of some of this stuff. So I'm going to come around this way because I want us to do a leg circle. So my elbows are to the floor. My right leg is heavy on the band, so it's the band that's doing the work. All the tension is out of the front thigh here. Left leg can be halfway or all the way out. And then the first thing we want to do is just maintain the stretch. Have the elbows down, the chin very slightly nodded, so you've got lengthening at the back of the neck. Can you draw a circle on the ceiling with your foot? One way, then the other. And as you're doing it, think about what's happening through your pelvis. It needs to be still. So that might mean you need to draw down a little bit more on your belly button. Now, if you've got control of it, you can go into quite a big leg circle. So provided it doesn't pull on your back, there's no hip pain or back pain, make your circle as big as your hip will allow whilst you're maintaining that neutral spine. Now it's okay if it's a bit clunky and clicky, but it just shouldn't be painful. So for some of you, a much smaller circle will be better. It'll still help you strengthen and mobilise. Last one. Come on back through centre and change feet inside the band. So our goal is always to have the sole of your foot at 12 o'clock. That might be with a slightly bent knee, but just don't have the foot down here. Still have it up. Bottom leg extends if possible. Foot is still at 12 o'clock. Taking a breath in, and as I breathe out, pulling the leg closer or pushing the heel up, depending on what feels right. Start to draw a circle on the ceiling with your foot. Now, if you want to focus more on pelvic stability, just concentrate on keeping your tailbone down and your hips still and level. And then you can start to make your circle bigger if you're happy. Coming to 12 o'clock each time, feeling the hamstring lengthen. It may be different from side to side. If there is a hip or back issue just on one side, still do what you can on the other side. Super. We do 2 more here. And last one. And then relax. Slip your foot out of the band. Let's have a big starfish stretch to the 4 corners of the mat. Allow the back to extend. Breathe into the diaphragm. Can you open your palms and stretch your fingers? Pull your toes back, push your heels away. And then just wiggle your fingers and toes if you can. They're the only muscles we've not stretched yet. All those little bones and joints, muscles in the hands and feet. And then just bring everything back into center. Super. Coming over onto all fours, side first, and then all fours when you're ready. So can we finish either with a cat stretch or a downward dog, whichever one feels right for you. So just moving through that final stretch. A couple of breaths, whichever one feels nice. And then if you can come up through downward dog, please come up through downward dog. If you're happier just putting one leg in front of the other to come up, then please do that. But whichever one you're doing, do it nice and slow. Don't want that big rush of blood to the brain or away from the brain. Whichever way you look at it. Stretch up, inhale. Exhale, come across. Inhale up. Exhale, come across. Center, lower the arms. Release the shoulders. And release the spine there. Well done. Give yourselves a clap. Come on in.